that look I get when I hand a piece over and they are just like shocked. If I didn't have to eat and get paid, I would be doing it still. One of the great things about my work is that I have a good turnaround time. Each piece, I just need generally about a week to a week and a half.
Welcome to this episode of the Real Producers Podcast. I'm your host, David Owen with Change Cape Web. At Change Cape Web, we're a Real Producers partner, and we assist many businesses around the country with the promotion of their business and services. We do this by using a variety of methods that include conventional and digital marketing techniques. In each of the episodes we do here, we speak with a Real Producers partner to learn more about their program and their business. Today, I'm joined by Kayanna Donan, who is the owner and founder of Caricatures, located in the St. Louis area. Welcome to the podcast, Kay.
Hey, thanks for having me.
So as we get started today, let's let the listeners know how they can best get a hold of you.
Yeah, so my email is best to get a hold of me. That's casecaricatures at gmail.com. But also excitingly, I have my very own website in the works. It'll be here live in the next week or two. So that's casecaricatures.com.
Okay, great. So tell us a little bit about the business and how you got started.
Yeah, so Kay's Caricatures is kind of my labor of love. I'm a professional artist. I went to my local Southwestern Illinois college, got my associates in fine arts, and really wanted to keep art as a job in my life. So I created Kay's Caricatures as that outlet so that I can be a part of the community, serve it, and use art to do that.
That's great. That's great. So, tell us a little bit more about the business specifically. What do you do?
Yeah, so at Case Caricatures, I offer a wide range of different art that I offer. So I do pet portraits. I also handle live caricature events. So that's your weddings, your corporate events, birthdays, where I actually hand draw all the art right there. You just have a seat and you get a cute little cartoon version of yourself. I also do, as you can see in the background, house painting portraits. Those are really great and personal pieces for families that are moving or maybe, starting brand new and getting that first home. So those are just a few things that I offer, but I always love to say that I'm open for a challenge and new avenues. So anything art, I really try to have my hand in.
So when you say the word caricature, to me, that means whimsy.
Yes, there is a bit of whimsy to my caricatures. A lot of people think of, your exaggerated faces, maybe your big heads. And while I can do that style, Kay's Caricatures is a bit more about flattering pieces and really more capitalizing on the fun. So each piece more entails a cartoon version of you that's going to be flattering, not too exaggerated, unless that is the look you're going for. So
if somebody would have and we didn't talk about this, but if somebody had a picture of an old house, could they send it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Either digitally or send it to you and get you to do a drawing?
Absolutely. Yes. Actually, primarily most of my work is through photos.
Okay.
So that allows me to work from that without having to be on scene. But yeah, for live versions, though, that has me there in the action on scene.
Tell a little bit of the listeners a little bit of the way that people utilize your output, the things that you do.
Yeah. So my art, I like to create really personalized gifts. So that way it keeps, for instance, if a realtor really had a great relationship with the person they were working with and wanted to give them a personalized gift, a house portrait, such as the ones in the back here, could really keep them top of mind when it comes to, they're going to walk into their foyer every day. This is a type of gift that they're going to hang up and be proud of. Maybe it's their past home that they're taking kind of a piece of that with them, hanging it on the wall in their new home. So
Sure.
it's a really personal gift. It's less of your, nothing's wrong with your gift cards and, things. It's just kind of been played out. So I'm here hoping to bring something new, revitalize and make sure that kind of relationship is strong.
So the output they get is a drawing that you can put it on the wall.
Yes, a personalized piece of art.
Do you do all the framing and all that
Yes.
kind of finishing?
Yes. So one of the major things that I like to keep within the relationship between me and whoever I'm working with, whether that's realtor or not, is that I try to make the process as simple and easy as it can be, because I know how hard and how much work goes into being a realtor. So honestly, I just need a picture to go from, a date that it needs to be completed by. I handle the rest. I will send progress photos if you'd like as the process goes by. But other than that, I just complete things, to the T. I try to keep everything scheduled and have a beautiful piece by the end of it, framed. And I can even deliver if that's something that the realtors would like, or we can meet and present and make a little show of it, like a handover type situation.
All right. So how big are the pictures?
Yeah. So the classic size I do is 11 by 14. That's my standard, but I'm happy to provide different sizing. If, the client has a different space, I can accommodate.
Okay. All right. So if they have a large room, they want to put a big picture in, you can handle that?
Absolutely. Yep. Any size really under the rainbow. I just prefer not to work too small because you lose a little bit of your detail.
Yeah.
But the larger, you're never gonna have that problem.
Yeah. So what's the most fun project you've worked on?
I'm an animal lover. So anytime I get to work on pieces for people that have maybe lost a pet, I really appreciate being able to make something that can help the owner of that pet or, their family feel some sort of peace after losing a piece of their family like that. So creating pieces like the one here at the bottom here is a pet portrait that I did. And so memorial pieces, I'd have to say, it's that special moment when I can hand that piece over and something in them, if it resonates, it really resonates with me too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm a dog lover as well, and I've had a myriad of dogs, and they stay with you.
Yeah, they're like our
want
kids.
them to stay with you. Unfortunately, you live longer than they do typically.
Yep.
And so it's nice to have a picture like that.
Yeah, like their whole lives are us. They're just a small portion sometimes of our lives, but to them, we're their whole world. So
exactly. So who do you want to meet in the area that you cover?
Yeah, preferably, I'm really trying to make those connections with realtors that are looking for that special, piece that they can give as a closing gift. So your local realtors, I work on the Illinois and Missouri side. So those people are fantastic to work with.
Since you are a pet lover, have you contacted any vets or anybody like that?
Yeah, those are also great people, great leads and connections. I even work with some of the humane societies and nonprofit work as well. Love to be able to serve my community as well.
Okay. So what's the most fun project you've worked on? besides pictures of dogs?
Yeah, the most fun project. I've done so many fun projects, but one that just comes to mind was making a children's book for a lady that she works with alpacas. So being able to make that was super fun. It was, a little lesson in, how to work with animals and understanding animals a little bit too, but also kind of that farm life and aesthetic was so fun to draw. So
Okay.
I'd say that.
How long did that take?
That was a project. It definitely was, about a year's labor of love from start to finish, maybe a little bit more, especially with working with printing. But that's also something that I facilitated the project. It was her dream, her idea, and then I was able to create that, from her mind onto the paper. So that was really fulfilling.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit more about the business. If someone gets a hold of you and decides to do business, kind of what's the payment strategy? How does that work
Sure.
from your perspective?
Yeah, so kind of a drop down of what the process is kind of like. I always like to, just tell them a little bit about myself. Tell the process is simply I just work from photos. So if there's a picture of a home, pet, you name it, person, I just would confirm to the person I'm working with that it's a good picture to go from, because obviously the better your pictures, the better the product will be. And then I will start with a sketch composition so that they kind of see the layout and can agree that, it's a good step so far. And then I just provide some progress photos throughout the process. And then at the end, create, a nice piece and photo that so that they can see the finished product.
And then how do you want to get paid?
Yeah. How do I want to get paid? I can invoice for the amount through Square, check. I have Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Generally, I just do a small deposit of about 25% down on that, and then the rest on completion. Okay.
So can they pay you incrementally?
Sure. Yeah. And I also love to give deals to people who maybe want multiple projects done. Very flexible when it comes to dealing with multi-orders as well.
So how long have you been doing this?
Yeah, so I've been in business as Case Caricatures for 2 years now, but my mom always joked that I was like born with a pencil in hand. Like I was out of the womb drawing, coloring, maybe not as well as we are now, but, always had that passion, was kind of, that seed was planted, and I've been fostering it and trying to build it into something beautiful.
Well, I'm not going to ask you how old you are because, but you've done it a long time, all your life, basically.
All my life. Yep. Actually, I'm brave. I'll be 30 in July. So.
Okay. Just a child.
Yeah. Yep. Ready to. It's been a fun journey so far making this business, and so I'm building it a little each day, and it feels nice to have something like that to work on. Yeah. So, yeah.
What do you like best about doing this?
It's really the people, just being able to provide something that makes them happy or gives them joy, fulfillment, like that look I get when I hand a piece over and they are just like shocked or, oh my gosh, like that's to me, literally, if I didn't have to eat and get paid, I would be doing it still, but I love being able to survive too. Yeah.
I understand. Well, when you love what you do.
Yeah. I'd be doing it regardless. That's just me. I'm art or bust.
So are houses more fun? Or I see you have landscapes. Are those, which would you rather do?
Yeah, I love it all. I really appreciate both for different, things that they provide. Like your landscapes here, you might see a few are actually an old business that I worked at, a winery, that I was able to capture these two moments kind of this sugary candy cloud moment over the landscape, and then another nice kind of burnt orange sunset. So that was super fun, and it felt more like fantasy too, kind of built into it. But then in turn, there's the realism of a home, trying to make it feel, look, just as the owner remembers or, expected it to in their heart. So it's two different ways of looking, but both can provide, that fun art that's going to keep in mind and memory for a long time to come.
Yeah, I would think, and this is just off the top of my head, I would think you'd want to take a picture of the landscape and draw from that because it's static.
Yeah.
Same way with dogs.
Yes.
They move all over the place.
Yes.
That's
why it's I don't come to sites, like I prefer not to come to a site and draw the house right then and there. As your lighting changes from the start of the day to the end, which each of these pieces, as you can imagine, do take some time. So as far as coloration and things, a picture is perfect because it's static, like you said, and a perfect canvas to work from.
So what kind of lead time do you like to have?
Yeah, so one of the great things about my work is that I have a good turnaround time. Each piece, I just need generally about a week to a week and a half to complete. So, that's typically with realtors, I can even, if something happens a little quicker, adjust time and such, but really quick turnaround.
Okay. So are you busy?
I am.
Going well?
Yes. I've been blessed to be keeping very busy in all facets. I've been doing a lot of the live caricature events for, your weddings, birthdays.
Sure.
Just got done with the Horseradish Festival. It's a local festival to us. And then on the side, pet portraits have been, a main staple for me. It's actually kind of on the Illinois side, what I'm kind of really known for. And then, I'm really, the house portraits are slightly more newer and really came out of a necessity of people asking about them, like, hey, do you do this? And, what started out as, well, I think it can turned into, oh, yes, I can. And I really enjoy doing it. So partnering with real producers is like that next step.
Do you go to farmers markets or anything like that to show what you do?
Yeah, and especially when I first started out, I did a lot of those flea markets. I'm at my local flea market most months here too. I'm kind of a little staple there. I'm either known as the pink lady or the art lady because I wear a lot of pink typically.
Okay.
So,
right.
Yep, little bit of a staple in my little flea market there.
Sure.
But yeah, so I try to be at a lot of different events, and just, visibility can be a huge, thing when it comes to business, and
Sure.
staying top of mind, as most people know, and realtors definitely know.
So again, why don't you give your phone number or however you want to be contacted?
Yeah, so my phone number is 618-979-8767. My email is kayscaricatures@gmail.com. And then look forward to kayscaricatures.com coming up here in the next week or two.
I would guess that phone number you gave is cell phone.
It is, yep.
So
and
can people text you?
Yes, and actually text is preferred just because I'm often out and about and can't really get to calls as much. So I have to, kind of look at those voicemails later, but a text I'm very responsive to.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to share?
Yeah, I just wanted to take the moment to thank the viewers today for, checking out what I do at Kays Caricatures, and for your time today too, Dave.
Sure. You bet. It's fun to get to know you and learn about what you do.
Thank you.